I'm here with Ron Prosor, the ambassador of the State of Israel to Germany. Mr. Prosor, you are commemorating the Shoah, the 6 million Jewish victims today. What is the connection between this day and the 7th of October when Hamas attacked Israel?
So first of all, I think it's important for us to focus on Yom HaShoah. And what can we basically learn from this? And what we can learn from this is not to be indifferent. As we speak, in Germany, every 2 hours you have an anti-Semitic incident. And this is in the year 2025. In Germany, 14% of the population don't even know what the Begriff Shoah is. So in essence, we have to start with this, and this is a responsibility for us all. The 7th of October was a tzizur for Israel and I think for the world. What we have learned in the 7th of October is that we cannot trivialize the ideology of Hamas or the deadly ideology that basically wants to take away from us the values that we all cherish. And what we have seen on the 7th of October, and I don't make historical comparisons. Also in my speech, I think historical comparisons are incorrect. But what we should learn from that is that we have this time round to make sure that we fight this ideology which will bring us all down. This ideology is also in Germany. When they go out to the street and they use violence and they want to build a new caliphate here and Sharia laws, you had better go and understand that you have to fight it. If you don't fight it today, you will cry tomorrow.
So as you say, anti-Semitism is on the rise in Germany. Why is that? Is it coming from the right, from the left, or what's the cause of this?
So anti-Semitism, unfortunately, you have anti-Semitism on the right, you have Muslim anti-Semitism, and you have anti-Semitism on the left. Anti-Semitism on the right is dealt with also on the judicial system, on the political system, and on this, I think many are united. Where we have a serious problem is anti-Semitism on the left, in the cultural scene, in the academic scene, in universities, in galleries, in theaters, where basically Israel and Jews are demonized and delegitimized. And it's not, normal criticism or legitimate criticism against the state, but you see the boycotts, you see the Nova Festival. Young people came to enjoy music. The silence of the music and the cultural scene in Germany is ohrenbetäubend. I don't know how to say it in English. It's deafening.
There will be a new government in Germany soon. What do you expect this new government to do in this respect? Can they do something more against anti-Semitism?
First of all, I have to admit that this government has also tried to work against anti-Semitism. I think the new government has a serious challenge because anti-Semitism is on the rise. And I think you have to really be able to go after those people who use violence, who basically cross the lines. It cannot be that in Germany in 2025, Jews are afraid to go with Jewish clothes, with a kippah, in the S-Bahn and the U-Bahn to speak Hebrew, and in the sense at universities that they can't study quietly and have to do exams by Zoom. This has to change. We are all responsible, and we all have to work together. At the end of the day, they are German citizens of Jewish faith. And this is a responsibility of Germany and the German government.
Coming back to the day of Shoah and the 7th of October, you said the State of Israel has still to fight for its independence, for freedom, even after 80 years. But there are also critics that say the state is a little bit, not a little bit, is overdoing actually. There are also allegations that the Israeli army is committing war crimes. What are your thoughts about that?
You know, for me, it's amazing to hear this, because what happened on the 7th of October was that Jews, first time after the Holocaust, were burned in their houses. Babies, their heads were cut off. Women were raped and misconducted. And basically, a country that defends itself is being put as someone who is responsible. The ones that are responsible for what is happening is Hamas. Hamas, as a state policy, basically doesn't only want to eradicate the Jewish state, but eradicate every living Jew. For them, they don't care if you are left-leaning, right-leaning, orthodox, secular, thin or fat. Every Jew, and this we cannot afford. And we have to make sure that the military infrastructure of Hamas will not stay. With them, we cannot reach peace. With them, we have no future. We have to build something new, and I talked about the hope, and the hope is to maintain the values. And I said, we have to fight today and not see it as something which is, selbstverständlich or obvious, that we have a nation state. Every day we have to make sure that we fight to cherish the values of a democratic Jewish state.
Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Ambassador.